Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Friday. And so today we are going to be continuing with our July series, which I'm calling Color Combos. And so we've done a couple of different videos this month already, and we have two more. We have this week and next week, and then we will be finished with this series and going on to August, which I already have a couple of ideas for August. So today we are going to be going back to the color wheel. And if you look in your catalog on pages 132 and 133, talks about color theory. And basically the information that's in that on those two pages is the same thing that's on my color wheel. So when I flip the camera down, we're going to, I'm going to just have my color wheel right here, and we're going to talk about color today. Okay, so we already did a couple of videos, as I said, and we did the two cards that we made were monochromatic, and then we made analogous. And those two color theories are basically, I mean, they're kind of similar. Okay, so monochromatic is, you know, you're going to basically use like the same colors. You can use different shades of that color. And then analogous is where you're going to use three colors that are lined up on the color wheel together. Okay, so today we're going to talk about complementary. And if you look on page 133 of your catalog, this information is there. And since you don't have a color wheel that you can spin at this time, I'm going to get one hopefully by the end of the year, you can use a ruler to kind of work the color wheel that's in the catalog. Okay, so say for example you want to do complementary. You can read, it says, you know what they say, opposites attract. Try pairing colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel to create a fun, bold contrast. And so you could use a ruler, and if you actually go across from each other, you could pick colors that, you know, are across from each other just by spinning, kind of using this as your spin. Okay. And if you do that, you're going to see how these colors really do look really good together. So for example, if you want to look at, let's just look at these. So complementaries here and complementaries here. Okay. And so let's say cherry cobbler and garden green. Okay, so those are across from each other. So they look really good together. Okay, and then mossy meadow and bubble bath. I probably wouldn't have paired those up together, but now looking at that, very nice. Okay, so say for example, petal pink and coastal cabana. So those are across from each other. They look really good together. Okay, so today I am going to make a card. And the colors that I'm going to use are Petunia Pop. So I'm going to go with Petunia Pop. And then the, let's see, move that to Petunia Pop. Complementary, okay. And Granny Apple Green is the color that's across from it. And so they're kind of both really bright and vibrant colors, which I love. I love bright colors. So these are the two colors that I chose. Now you can always bring in a neutral. So I'm going to bring in some black as my neutral. Okay, so you could bring in a gray or, you know, a basic beige, or, you know, any of the neutrals would actually work as an additional third color. Okay, so let's get started making a card today. I'm going to use, for my stamp set on my card, I am going to use, well, here's my colors. I'm going to use Textured Floral. Okay, and the Textured Floral has a set of dies, so we're going to be using those today also. So let's start stamping. Okay, so I'm just going to make my card, and I'm going to use some of these stamps in here. I'm going to use these. Let's see, do I want to use this one or this one? I think I'm going to use this one. Okay, and then I'm going to use the center for that. I'm going to use this. Okay, so that'll be a good start. Put this on my block. And then my tiny little block. Put this on it. Okay, So I'm going to use my Petunia Pop. These new in colors are so juicy. I actually, I was like, whoa, these colors are really bright and full of ink. So what I think, see if it beads up on your stamp like that, it's a good idea to try to scrape a little bit of that ink. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to scrape a little bit of that ink off of the pad to try to tone it down a little bit. I'm not going to completely take the ink away, but I'm just going to try to slow it down a little bit so it's not so thick and juicy. Okay. All right. So let's see. I think I'm going to go this route. I'm going to stamp one down here. See how bright that is? Kind of one up here. And one over here. Okay, that looks good. And then for my center, I'm going to use basic black. I'm just going to stamp the center in here. Now let's do it upside down. Okay, so we have that done. And then I'm going to stamp some leaves. Clean these stamps off. I think I'm done with, well, you know what? I'm going to leave that one mounted because I might want to use it again. I'm going to use some leaves from the stamp set. We have lots of cool leaves, right? We have these. We have these. I think I'm going to use some different ones. I think I'm going to use these. This one here. Sometimes when I start stamping, I don't have a full plan. I just kind of wing it. But it's also good to close the pad you're done with because, oh, I have actually put my stamp in the wrong color. Okay, so I'm just going to add a few. Boy, that leaf is really big, but that's the smallest leaf there is. Well, that's okay. We're going to go with it. Stamp this one off. And this one, I'm going to have this one come up here. Okay. So the way that's designed, it kind of fits right into those little between the leaves, the petals. So that's cool. All right, so I'm done with that. Now I'm going to stamp the big flower, which is this one, on a piece of white cardstock. Bring back my Petunia Pop. Okay, and then usually stamp off my ink off, but I don't have a piece of paper here. So, okay, now I'm going to stamp the center in black. So there's a little center here. All right. And then the magic of video poof. I have one cut out. Okay. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of that. Probably 3. So you can see I stamped on the back of it. That's okay. All right. Okay, before I stick this down, I am going to stamp some more leaves. And this time I'm going to use a bigger block. And I'm going to stamp this. So I have to kind of decide how I want this card to go. I think I'm going to put my sentiment up here. So if I have this here, put this one kind of like right here. I don't want it to overlap too much. There we go. All right, so now I put my flower right there. Oh yeah, that works. Okay, so now I have these little kind of feel like it needs a little something. And I have these little specks here, so I think I'm going to stamp some of those little specks. I'm trying to decide if I want to stamp them in black. It'll be so bold, but it might be really what it needs. Let's see. Maybe I better stamp my sentiment first. I think this sentiment will fit nicely on here. So this says birthday blooms for you. Stamp that right up here. Yeah. Okay, it's coming together now. There's kind of a stage of a card sometimes where it's like, oh, is this going to work? Is this going to look good? I heard it called the puberty of the card, where it's like you're not 100% sure you're going to like the card yet. So I think we're past that point now. Oh yeah, I think it needs some little specks all around. Even up here, maybe. Maybe one more down here. There we go. Okay, now I need to clean my glass. There we go. Okay, I'm liking that. Trying to decide, do you really like, I love these colors together. I think they look so good. Don't you think the black really added something as the third color? But the Petunia Pop and the Granny Apple Green look so good together. So I think I'm good. I think I'm done. I actually like a little white space, so I think I'm just going to stop. Sometimes it's hard to stop. Like, yeah, just stop, Trevis. Okay, now I'm going to clean my glass again, just to make sure it's clean. So, time to put the card together. Oh, there's one other thing. I did cut these out. So these are dies. Ooh, that might really add something. I cut these out in case I wanted to use these. And I'm thinking, ooh, I think I do. So I think I'm going to cut this down. There's glue on the scissors. Cut this one down. Might have to cut that one down more. We'll see. Okay, we're going to add a little touch of glue on here. Just as I said, stop, Trevis. We've got enough. No, let's add a little more. But sometimes adding some dyes actually adds something even better to the card. Okay, so we're going to add this down here. And then, let's see, where can I add this one? I don't really want to cover that whole flower up. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. Oh yeah. So what do you think? It added a little texture, even though I had this popped up and it was already die cut. I think it added a little texture. Okay, so let's start making our card. I'm going to add a layer of black cardstock. And before I add it to my card base, and you're going to see what a difference this makes. Okay, so the white is 3 3/4 by 5, and the black is 5 1/4 by 4. But look at that. Okay, and then I have my Petunia Pop. I'm going to do that as my card base. Okay. Now I could pop this up. Ooh. Or should I lay it flat? Sometimes if I pop it up, it's already got this popped up, so mailing wise, it might be better for me just to not to pop that up again. If it gets too thick in the mail, yeah, it's just not a great thing. Okay, so now you can see that. So on the inside of my card, I am going to add a piece of white cardstock. And I think I'm just going to add a little bit of something in here. I'm going to add a simple flower. And I'm just going to add it down here. Okay, and then the center in black. And then maybe a leaf. Just one leaf. Granny apple. And you could put this on your envelope too. This would be really cute on your envelope. Okay, and then I'm going to make the inside sentiment say, there's a really nice sentiment. Every thought of you makes me smile. I'm going to add that on the inside. I love that sentiment. Now, should I do it in black or should I do it in Petunia Pop? Take this leaf off first. I'm going to do it in black. Every thought of you makes me smile. Okay, so to make sure I get this straight, I'm going to use my grid. And if you have grid paper and you don't have the glass mat, you can use your grid paper. Okay, so I'm going to eyeball it. I'm going to do it a little bit higher so I have somewhere to sign it. Still don't know if I got that straight. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, so there is our card. Now I'm going to put that on the inside of the card. So this is 5 by 3 3/4 also, so it's going to be a bigger border. Oh, I love that. Okay, now one last thing. Does it need a little? I don't even think it needs this, but let's check it out. Okay, so these are the 24-26 in color shimmer gems. So these are all 5 of the in colors. Yeah. So here's Petunia Pop. So now I have to decide. I want to add a couple of these. So there's 2 different sizes, the small and the large. And I always write on here. Oh, I didn't write the size. Oh, it says. So the small ones are 4 millimeters and the large ones are 5 millimeters. So they're just a tad different. I'll put one up here. Yeah, kind of like it actually. And I'll put a large one down here. Oh, shoot. That wasn't the plan. Now it's stuck to my finger. There we go. And then one more small one right here. And really push down on those because they are sticky, but you want to make sure that they stick. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay, there's our finished card. So today we did a complimentary card using Petunia Pop and Granny Apple Green with black as our neutral. So next week we're going to finish up the color combos series and we're going to do the triadic color combo. Okay, so stay tuned for that next Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Tuesday. And my name's Trevis Bossler, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri. Thanks again for watching and for subscribing. I appreciate you very much. Bye.